Women who use Tinder, what are you actually looking for? I used it in my last semester of college mostly to meet people and casually date, since I was going to be leaving soon. That was 6 months ago, and I've been with my boyfriend I met on it ever since. So it goes. Wait. So is he dead then? Well, it depends how you view time. I just really like swiping. Have you tried Fruit Ninja? Kidneys. Your BO. Alpha K Beta Sisters for life. Insert peace sign here. I'm young, wild and free. Just looking for the right man for the right reasons. I enjoy long walks on the beach and a nice night drinking wine and watching Lion King, and oh yeah, did I mention, the right guy for me is the guy I can harvest their kidneys. The guy I can harvest their kidneys with the blood type. Come on. At least be subtle. Everyone would have swiped right before they got that far anyway. One time I saw a Tinder profile that belonged to a band. It said something like, "This is the official Tinder profile of the evil Black Darkness Dragon King." Like, what's the ducking point? What were they thinking? Well, you're still talking about them, so I'm guessing that's what they were looking for. Tauche. Did you guys all duck? Sorry, a stupid question. How great was the sex? I'm looking for a normal guy to date and see if it can turn into something. Maybe he won't work, maybe he will become my best friend, only a regular 6 friend, a boyfriend for a while, my future husband. Who knows? I know it can seem pretty weird, but since there are normal girls like me on Tinder that just don't have the time and or opportunity to meet new people, I guess there are normal guys on Tinder too. Someone cool to hang out with and see if it turns into something. I've actually hung out with like 4 guys, 2 were nuts, and 2 are amazing. Went on 1 date with each and have second dates set up with each. I have no idea what to do if both of the second dates go well. A friend with benefits. Health and dental, and vision. Someone to go down on me. Well, isn't that what we all want? Someone to share long walks, talk about everything and nothing, and mouth duck the hell out of our genitals. A single tear just rolled down my cheek. That wasn't a tear. Wasn't their cheek either. A butt cheek is still a cheek. I was on there for a while. At first just liked flirting with strangers, but did meet a handful. I wasn't really into any, but we had a laugh on our dates. I didn't really take it too seriously. Eventually I met up with this guy, and he turned out to be exactly my type of guy. A good looking, intelligent, curly haired comedian. He was really easy to talk to, everything about him was interesting, and we talked about stuff for hours, but afterwards the texts dropped off pretty quickly. After that I realized that you might have a large selection of people to choose from, but so do they, and the likelihood that, if you do decide you like someone, that they will choose you back is low. So I got rid of it. Edit. To answer 90% of the replies, I didn't want a relationship. If anything, I was looking for a FWB kind of situation. It just took the shine off it to feel a bit rejected. Also, yes, people can do this in real life, but it's definitely more concentrated on an app when you literally have everyone at your fingertips. I remember it being pretty addictive. I'm kind of paranoid now as I didn't think anyone would read this, but to all the people asking if it was you, it probably wasn't. Wait, so how is that different from dating outside of the app? Both of you will always have the other fish in the sea argument going in the back of your head regardless of how you met the person. Apps just facilitate many more meetings than you'd have otherwise. You really only increase your chances with dating apps, though of course it can get annoying going on so many dead-end dates. Well, if you go up to someone in real life and say hi, they are likely to respond. Or so I presume. I've never actually done this. I used Tinder during my summer abroad to practice my French with locals in Paris. I never met up with any of them though, because that's how people get taken second. A very nice dinner. My friends and I decided we wanted to make a day calendar for a friend who is getting married, so we trolled it for dick pics. I ended up with a boyfriend instead. Edit. My boyfriend was not one of the ones who sent me a dick pic. Mommy, tell me the story of how you and daddy met again. The love of an emotionally distant father. A mutually invested individual that may or may not evolve into something interesting. I feel like the majority of the people who quip about it being an app strictly for ducking are basing it entirely on anecdotal circle jerk nonsense and have never actually used it. For all of those suggesting OkCupid or POF, you've clearly not been on the online scene for too long. POF is just as trashy, if not more so, and OkCupid is a waste of time depending on where you live. For me, it's a total waste of time. Tinder is ideal because you don't talk to someone unless you're mutually interested. POF and OkCupid remind me of being out at a bar and constantly being drooled on by sleazy men who think no just means buy me another drink and then maybe. Apostrophe. Oh man. Back in 2010 I got on OkCupid and realized how big a waste of time it is. It was so bad that I just decided to marry the first girl I talked to. Profile lifespan, literally less than 2 hours. No joke. Literally met my wife in 15 minutes of finishing my profile. We started talking immediately, went out that night to meet, and have been together ever since. We now also have a 3-month-old, but we didn't find him on OkCupid. We made him the old-fashioned way. Sex. Someone to smoke weed with. Edit. I'm no longer single. Sorry, I have not been single for several months. I have not used Tinder in some time. From what I can tell as a guy using Tinder, women really want to have sex with strangers, but only after I click on the link they provide me. I match with the best ladies. People over 6 foot apparently. I was on a business trip in Singapore for 3.5 weeks. A few days before I had to leave I signed up for Tinder because I wanted to meet some new people who could show me around the city. It worked out pretty well. I went out and explored the city twice with a nice, good-looking guy before I left the country. Ideally, I'd like a boyfriend. If I happen to meet somebody with whom I clicked well with sexually, but doesn't have long-term potential, I'd be okay with a FWB situation. But that's not what I'm looking for. I had just moved back to rural Canada from London and was depressed about the fact I had farmers, redneck rig pigs, and drug addicts for prospects in my hometown. I happened upon a Kiwi guy in town for the week for work. He was in Canada working on oil rigs as a temporary foreign worker, and 10 months later, here I'm living in New Zealand. Best case of being proven wrong ever. I can tell you what 90% of women on Tinder want, based on my own experience. They want to have sex with strangers, who are also very skilled and intimate in bed. I get this a lot. I also get a message sometimes that says, "How you seem nice and genuine. Here is my number. Text me sometime." Well, too many creeps on this app. Gotta uninstall. Google the phone number, which of course looks nothing like a local Texas number, marked by white pages as a spam account in Chicago. This topic should be, what kind of guy are you trying to attract with just one pixelated photo? Are you Lego? 2 group photos, where I don't know which one you are. 3 only headshots. Red flag, that you are hiding something. Another lesbian. Checks between legs. Damn. I met my current boyfriend on a Tinder date. He was not my match. He was sitting at the bar after just moving to our city. I was on a horrible date. I whispered to him, "Rescue me, you're cute and I'm on the world's worst ducking Tinder date." When I was going to buy the Dutch bag I was with his 4th Jack and Coke. I don't expect a man to pay for me, but I also don't want to do all the paying. My now boyfriend screams at me like a ducking Oscar-worthy actor, "You seriously invited me here to watch you go on a date? We have a fucking child together." Tinder douche bailed, and boyfriend and I have been together for a year. Everyone tells us our meeting story is like a ducking rom-com, and I can concede that it indeed is. Hot singles in my area. A guy who actually looks like his pictures and can carry his end of the conversation. Amazing how rare that is. If I found a woman on Tinder that held their end of the conversation, I would be so happy. I actually look for a future boyfriend. I have very specific tastes, and it helps me to meet people I wouldn't have met otherwise. I was looking for people to hang out with, ended up with a husband. Last year was pretty rough for me. Brand new city, no friends, etc. I got in Tinder to find people to chill with. If someone was obviously fishing for a hookup, I'd apologize and move on. If we have FB likes in common, I was more likely to talk to them. Also, show yourself doing stuff you like in your pics. Guy plus instrument. Guy plus his pets. Guy plus Marvel anything equals yes please. Some guys would pretend to be more into Marvel / comics / gaming / my kinda music / whatever than they actually were, so it was hard to keep them an interesting conversation. I would meet a guy, hang out with / casually date him for about a month, we'd get bored, and I'd get back on Tinder and move on. Had 4 successful Tinder guys, and 2 bad Tinder dates. The 5th success totally caught me off guard, and was absolutely stunning. Like holy shit, I can't casually date you, you're like marriage material. Thankfully he felt the same way. We got married 3 weeks ago.